Never start your investor marketing with a pitch deck, ever. Because if you're still leading with slides, explanations, or cold outreach, you're already losing the people you're trying to attract. And let me be very specific here. If you're a financial professional trying to connect with wealthy investors, investors who want innovative opportunities, investors who care about legacy, family, and charitable impact, this conversation is for you. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The firms winning investor trust right now aren't the smartest, they're the clearest. And clarity today doesn't come from explaining harder. It comes from educating earlier.
Happy New Year, everyone. We are back, and we are glad to be back for a great 2026. And we're here to give you a head start to kick off the new year with some great content about how you can increase the quality of your conversations and create higher conversions by building trust. I hope you had a great Christmas. Some time to unplug and reset and maybe remember what daylight looks like. I'm Rob Souza, and this is the Digital Advisor Weekly. This is the weekly show where we break down the real shifts of what's happening at the intersection of finance, technology, and trust. Not the shiny objects that we've all chased on the internet about marketing trends, but the changes that actually affect how advisors attract, educate, and work with investors. Now, this episode also kicks off something special, something new. Over the next several weeks, we're launching a focus series called The Financial Story Project. It'll make sense in a moment, but this series is all about one core idea: how you educate. Education first storytelling, powered by AI and global content creators. And it's changing the way that investors build trust before the first meeting ever happens. And for our first episode back, we're starting with a big one, or big idea, which is what we're hoping to get from you about your unique service. But today we're talking about why AI-powered content creators are becoming the future of investor trust. Not as replacements for advisors, not as influencers, but as scalable educators that remove friction, create clarity, and help the right investors self-select your unique solution. This isn't about coming back louder after the holidays. It's about coming back clearer. So let's dive in.
Okay, team, thanks for waiting. By the end of slide 97, this will all make sense. And we can present it to our investor.
Excuse me.
What is it now, Greg?
Brett from marketing already made a video about this, and the investors are ecstatic about it.
What do you mean, Greg? What video?
Wow, this is actually great. Wait, so I spent 3 hours making slides no one needed?
Oh, hey there, Brett.
Yes, it's time for a reality check. And if your investor marketing still starts with a pitch deck, that's like showing up to a first date with a spreadsheet. It may be impressive, but honestly, it's not going to make people pay attention. For decades, the formula has always been really simple. Explain your strategy, prove that you're smart, capable, successful. Then you handle objections, and then you ask for the money. But for a long time, that worked. But today, investors don't wait for explanations. They actually Google first, maybe an AI search, watch some videos on YouTube, and then they've already formed their own opinion before they've even met you. Which means education is happening whether you provide it or not. And if Your value only makes sense after 45 minutes and 3 charts. That's not sophistication. That's friction. And friction will kill trust. Modern investors don't hate complexity. What they hate is confusion. My favorite quote, confuse and you lose. If something feels unclear, they don't argue with it. They just move on.
Okay, so if you look at slide 37, actually, wait, go back. No, wait, sorry.
This is Derek. Derek is stressed because he pitches before people understand. And by slide 37, the meeting is already over. This is also Derek, but this Derek discovered the new way. He sends a short video before the meeting. So the learning happens first. No rushing, no over-explaining, no slide 37. Now, which Derek are you?
And here is the irony. Most advisors who are struggling aren't bad at what they do. They're just stuck using yesterday's playbook. They're still trying to convince people. But convincing is what you do when someone doesn't understand it yet and you're trying to over-explain. They're confused, too much information. It's not clear to them. The firms that are pulling ahead figured out how to create clarity, and attention spans are shorter. And so they're figuring out how to adapt to educate first. Stop selling and start teaching first. And technology today doesn't mean longer explanations. It means shorter explanations, more entertaining explanations. It means short clarity instead of long lectures, stories instead of spreadsheets, consistency instead of one big meeting. Because when people understand what's happening, they don't need pressure. They self-select, they self-qualify. And self-selection beats persuasion every single time. I've been ignoring questions here. I apologize. Mark from Ohio. Rob, are you saying traditional meetings don't matter anymore? No, not at all. What I'm saying is that you can pre-educate. The things that you repeat in meetings over and over and over again, you could create an educational, entertaining, short video that you send the client ahead of time so they show up educated before you do your traditional meeting. But stay away from long spreadsheets in that personal meeting. Spreadsheets don't sell, they confuse. All right. Hopefully that answered the question. So we'll go to this.
Maggie, are you okay?
Barely. I tried to do everything manually. Scripting, editing, and I still need to finish my 85-slide presentation.
Oh, you mean the presentation for the investors tomorrow? Is there a reason why you're doing this? Like, it's 2009?
Wait, what?
Well, scripting can be done by AI, and our sandbox VAs do the editing, turning your 85 slides to a 2 to 3 minute cinematic video.
Stop doing everything yourself. Use systems. Use AI. Use creators. Don't be the bottleneck. Build leverage.
Yeah. And now, here's where this becomes realistic and scalable. If you're overwhelmed by the whole idea of creating videos, don't worry. I'm not going to educate you to become a marketer, because we have a system we've built in place that can help you leverage this strategy so that you can focus on what you do best. And that's building relationships, not lecturing and persuading. Remember, education first sounds great until you realize you are the bottleneck. Don't get in your own way. Stay away from the spreadsheets whenever possible. And remember, we educate through storytelling. You're the writer, the presenter, the editor, the marketer. Are you starting to feel overwhelmed yet? That's not a system. That's burnout with good intentions. Don't try and be all things to your company. You need a system in place that's scalable. AI didn't and won't replace advisors. AI replaced friction. It removes the part where everything depends on you doing everything. Have you ever been in a sales cycle where you've got a ton of business, and then when that business runs dry, all of a sudden you realize that you forgot to do marketing for 8 weeks and now you've got nothing? Everybody's experienced that up and down roller coaster. You want to automate a system that doesn't depend on you. And it removes the part where everything will depend on you except for the relationship. Think of it like power steering on an old car, for those of you who are old enough. You're still driving. You're just not wrestling with the wheel as much as you used to. And when AI works alongside trained content creators who understand the investor industry in the US, these content creators from around the world in our sandbox studios work on producing content for you, and education becomes consistent. Messaging stays clear. Trust scales without cloning yourself. The smartest advisors, wealth managers, fundraisers aren't trying to be influencers, or at least stop trying to be influencers, because that's a whole nother job. We actually want to put you in the role of executive producer. You cast a vision and we'll bring it to life. They don't star in every scene, the advisor, you. We make sure that the story gets told properly with the right story arc that grabs attention, clearly educates in the shortest amount of time possible, and finishes it with a strong call to action. All right, so looks like we have another question from Danielle, Arizona. Does using AI make this feel less personal? No, and the reason is because we want to, obviously we're going to clearly make sure that the viewer knows what and when is AI and what is you, the actual advisor, and we've made that clearer in today's video. So you can see when it's AI and when it's a genuine advisor, and we create videos that are hybrids of both. It's a good question, though. Let's see. Let's actually cut to the next video, and then we'll be back.
Hey, have you seen these reels from the sandbox? They are really good.
Don't you have work to do?
I have leveraged AI, so I have automated everything. So AI is taking over your business now? No. It's doing the stuff I hate.
Like what?
Well, explaining the same thing 50 times. And I have these awesome VAs from the sandbox editing videos while I sleep.
That is definitely a way better idea.
Want me to show you how?
And just to address another quick couple questions, Ellie King, most advisors are doing too much themselves. You're absolutely right. And that's going to slow you down and create a glass ceiling because there's only so many hours in a day. Stick to what you're good at. Build relationships, build trust. And then from Breen's, burnout isn't a capacity problem. It's a system problem. You are absolutely right. You need to systemize using automation and artificial intelligence. That's what we're trying to help you put in place for your business this year. Okay, so there's no escaping this rule about clarity. If you can't create clarity, you will struggle to create or increase sales. And it always has, it always will. You just have to trust me. Investors don't want to be chased like a receipt that's flying around the parking lot. Stop chasing investors. They want to recognize alignment and think, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that fits. Yeah, that's a better solution. Yeah, I didn't think of it that way. I should be addressing this problem. You want them to self-realize through education. We typically use documentary style education, so it feels even less like a sales pitch and more like just presenting evidence in a story arc that is enjoyable to watch and short. So, good education content does three things well. It repels the wrong people, and if you're afraid of that, then you're in trouble. You need to repel the wrong people, attract the right ones, and make decisions feel calm and free of pressure as a self-realization. That's why education funnels work. Not because they're clever or long presentations, but because they match how humans actually make decisions. The best systems don't push people uphill. They remove the fog and let gravity do the work. And to our next clip. Oh, wait, no, we're going to answer a question. My bad. Okay, so one last. Okay, Kevin from North Carolina. How long does this usually take to start working? Good question. It depends on what educational videos you're creating for what. If you're creating educational videos as a part of the invite process to your first meeting, it works immediately because they're already coming to your office anyways. You're just increasing the chance of building trust before you have your first face-to-face. As far as attracting leads themselves, well, that'll depend on how big of an audience that you have online, how many email addresses that you have to invite people, and you can also add paid advertising to drive traffic to your documentary style education. So think of it like a live workshop, but available on the internet, available 24 hours a day on the WealthVids platform, and somebody's coming to the platform to learn about your specific solution to their specific problem. And you just it's a numbers game. Every advisor understands that if you drive enough traffic, it will convert. All right. Hopefully that answered the question.
Hey, just following up on my last 5 follow-ups. Did you see my email?
Hey, it's me again. Wondering if you saw my calendar link.
How about my other email? Any thoughts? Weird, they usually have a million questions.
Clarity beats chasing, and this is why we've been building the WealthVids.com platform for the last 12 months, and we're so close to going live. We already have probably a dozen documentaries. Some of them are single episodes that are going to work their way to multi-episodes. These are micro documentaries, which if you are on social media, TikTok or Instagram, you'll start to see that this is going to become a fast trend, if not already, because people can educate in small time increments, and it's enjoyable. And we're fitting the trend of attention spans shortening. So you can go check it out if you'd like. But this is why we created WealthVids.com, to give you a platform that you can tap into. And it's not about just allowing you for another place to post content. It's about we've built the infrastructure, specifically AI-powered educational docuseries that are produced in collaboration with investment managers. It's built for digital marketing, so it's easily promotable in digital marketing. It's designed with Russell Brunson's best ClickFunnels strategies to get high conversions, and it's optimized for paid traffic if you choose to use it for that. And all aimed at investment managers who already care about innovation, education, long-term thinking, outside of the box, unique strategies, and family and charity, and financial legacy. And legacy is probably the biggest one. We've been in the business since the 1970s, multi-generational, family and faith first. And we believe that if you have a higher purpose, you will succeed by simply helping people. All right, this isn't about more leads. Just a reminder, we're not selling leads, and we're not selling a platform that's about, oh, I want to buy leads. You want to buy leads, go buy leads. That's not what we're trying to help you accomplish in 2026. What we're trying to help you do is build relationships through education. And when you build relationships through education, it compels people to want to trust your opinion. And when investors understand your philosophy, your unique solution, before they meet you, trust is not negotiated. You don't have to persuade people. It's assumed. Education leads, trust follows. And conversation stops feeling like a sales pitch. Nobody wants to be sold. It's like, I want to talk to you about a new business opportunity I have. It's, oh my gosh, run away. They're probably going to talk to you about a multi-level marketing opportunity. All right, well, let's wrap this up. Remember, investors are learning earlier. Platforms are educating constantly. Technology is reshaping how trust is built. And that shift is already happening. The opportunity is simple. Be part of the education process or be introduced after the decision's already been made. And good luck with that debate. Because in a few short years, explaining your value from scratch will feel like faxing a contract to a client. It's not wrong, it's just outdated. Clarity today keeps you relevant tomorrow. Let's all start thinking forward. Remember, clarity beats persuasion, education builds trust, and the real work happens before the meeting. If you're ready to educate investors before you start the sales process, and let clarity do the heavy lifting. If you want to learn more, I encourage you to jump over to WealthVids.com and join the community for a weekly training. It's a free weekly training and the opportunity to compete to win a free AI documentary mini-series production that will educate prospects about your unique services or solution. And it's a $5,000 value, but space is limited. So you got to go to wealthvids.com/services to sign up for the community, or if it's full, you can join the wait list. You can see the system, understand the model, decide if it's the right fit for the future of your business. Educate first, and trust will follow. Stay sharp, stay visible, and remember, no slide 37. Until next week, I'll see you in the digital world.